Prepáčte, nehovorím dobre po slovensky.
How comes?
Pardon?
How comes?
Učím sa pomaly.
Someone who is organizing a cocktail party until late night yesterday in UFO, that's something. So we don't have your presentation. We practically know almost nothing about you. I know a little bit, but they do not know anything else. So imagine that you should put up like few slides for a few minutes. What would you highlight of your inspirational life story?
So my father and his family are from Slovakia, outside of Prešov. And when they moved to the U.S. for the final time, they moved to a town that was 100% Slovak and never had to assimilate. My grandparents never spoke English. The church, the priests, everything was Slovak. And I grew up with that in my life and loved it, loved the culture. And we had a big family. And then I got busy with my own family and career and what have you. And as that generation died off, I missed it in my life. And so, with the power of Facebook and networking, I remember the town they were from, and I looked up my last name, and I found someone there, and I was like, are we related? And this nice old man, my cousin, was like, oh, your father was so-and-so, he was also Robert. Yeah, it was my first cousin. I remember him, come visit me. So I came and I visited him. And then the next summer I brought most of my family, my brother and one of my sons, my wife, and we had a wonderful reunion in a town that's, everyone's Leško. Everyone in the cemetery is Leško. There's lots of boys. And as I was sort of coming back to Slovakia to kind of revisit that piece of me. From a career and business perspective, I've been a venture capital investor in America for the last 25 years or so. And, been through a couple of cycles, and it's the one thing I know how to do. And it's a wonderful way to network and meet, a country or a social circle. And I began to come in and meet some of the technology investors here, mostly in Bratislava, but also Košice. And the talent level is fantastic. I spent 25 years in the Bay Area, and there were so many wonderful companies started there. And, yes, of course, it's fewer people here, but it's the education system and just, the natural kind of talent of organizing and creating the companies is wonderful. I'm able to coach them in a way to help them on, what doesn't come as naturally, which is more of the selling and that, they need a little bit of help. But that's a role for me to be part of that here. So in a year and a half, I already have 6 companies here.
Wow.
And I want to do a lot more. Strangely enough, just honestly, not anything that was planned, 2 of my most successful investments in America were run by the descendants of Slovaks. So, Travis Kalanick was the CEO of Uber from the time it was 2 people until just before it went public, and his family was from Mikulova. And Brian Chesky is the founder of Airbnb, and despite his name, he's actually Slovak, from near Nitra. And so, next time you book an Uber or an Airbnb, those are Slovak companies, okay?
They should get a discount.
Right. You should get a discount. That's right if you're Slovak. They should just put that right into the app. So I'm very, I'm so positive and optimistic about kind of this whole vision of Slovakia and what it can be. I mean, the people are exactly what I'd hoped they'd be in terms of so friendly, and they treat everyone like family. And the country's small enough that people can know each other. You have 1 degree of separation. And
sometimes it's a big disadvantage.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes everybody's like, everybody knows your business here. But it's coming from a big country. It's actually very heartwarming. And from a business perspective, and the tourism here and the beauty of the country. I mean, there's such a personality here, and I sometimes I sense in the culture that they don't quite know it. That the people here, they're still figuring out, what it is to be Slovak. And I tell them, I was like, hey, it's Tatranský život, man.
I thought you were going to say Tatranský čaj.
Yeah, it's work hard and play hard, and it's the car industry and steel, and we make things here, and that's sort of cool, and it's a mountain state. I mean, we have Colorado, which is the Rocky Mountain state, and here it's just very much the same. You go skiing, you play hockey, it's winter sports. I'd love to see Slovakia put together a bid for a Winter Olympics at some point. Why not, right? So, these are the type of things, I'm at a point in my life, I was able to kind of retire from a lot of my business stuff and have more time to explore and spend time mentoring and meeting new people. And, this is what I want to do with the next 15, 20 years is help folks.
I certainly noticed the sparkle in your eyes. I see that. I wish all of the Slovaks would have the same sparkle in their eyes when they talk about their own country. But just by putting on the lenses that you have, do you think that we're missing something that is being present but we don't see it, and it is embodied in the culture? Do you see anything like that?
Yeah, we were talking before about how the man who presented, I thought it was wonderful, just about all the values and the thing, how all the attributes of being Slovak and part of being the group and family and things like that. It is very true. The thing that it leaves out is those brash leaders, the people that are going to really brag and about what's great about Slovakia, right? The marketers, right?
The unique selling point of the country.
Yeah. Those the catchy lines or whatever it might be that people will remember and want to come visit the country and connect with it if they're of Slovak heritage. I think that all those types of people, if we can encourage them to take those chances socially and not feel like they'll look silly or conceited or what have you. But we need those people as well, those voices.
My last question, we've been talking about the vision of the country. Can you envision the vision for Slovakia? What would be the main attributes for you? Just give me one. Anything that spots out immediately for you.
Well, like I said, I think it's, this place is fun. There's a lot to do. I mean, there's, the outdoor life here is wonderful.
You've been an athlete, right?
Pardon?
Am I correct? You've been an athlete?
An athlete?
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. A while ago. The folks here on the winter sports is fabulous. I'm a track and field person, but the skiing and the hockey,
And hockey.
And hockey, no, exactly. But it's wonderful, it's to lead into the next esteemed gentleman who will come up and talk to you. To have a national sport be that popular and be that successful here in a small country, the pride. It's fun. I have a Slovak jersey. I put it on and I cheer for Slovakia. Once the USA has been beaten, of course.
Thank you so much for this small exploration of anything that is being unseen for us, but very present for you. Sometimes we need these kind of reminders. Thank you so much. Wish you good luck.
Thanks a lot.
Všetko dobré.